So do you care to comment on the judge's decision or deny your motion to suppress?
Well, now you understand why it was important to us for live streaming to be in the courtroom. I'm not going to comment on the judge's ruling, but let me comment again on the evidence, because I heard again some lawyer talking about overwhelming evidence. Do you have eyewitnesses? No. Do you have camera to show who lit the fire? No. Do you know who lit the fire? No. Do you have forensics evidence, fingerprint, footprint, hair fibers, and what have you to prove your case? No. What you have is a bunch of call log, a bunch of recordings, and that will not be sufficient to sustain a guilty verdict. They have nothing. But it was important, and it's always important at the lawyer's stage of this trial that they put everything on the record. It's now on the record. The medical reports are on the record. The performance, the shadow investigation is on the record. Now, as we move to the evidentiary stage, you will begin to see the entire case fall apart for lack of sufficient evidence, or lack of no evidence, because the defendants in the docket are completely innocent.
Okay, sir, one more question, sir. In the reports, we saw some of the portion that is glaring that you're right, like the defendant claim these were confirmed, but the question is the time frame, which is one of the things the judges were concerned about, that the time frame of what happened, and then the report also stated that it might not have been as a result of the torture.
No, you're wrong. You see, we got to learn to read and comprehend, right? In Thomas Etheridge's report, let me test it one. It says consistent with allegation of torture, period. There's no qualification. If you look at, I believe it was Stephen Bro, it said consistent with allegation of torture, but could be other things. So you don't just take what they wrote about Stephen Bro because it's convenient to you. You take what they wrote of each of them. Huh?
There are several others. I'm just giving
okay. So maybe there were 2 of them or 3 of them. What happened to the ones where they were consistent? You ignore that? You don't. Okay?
I read it.
Yeah. And we were under the impression that the medical report, since the court itself identified that it would be scientific, we're under the impression that it would be taken. But I mean,
what's the next move?
What's
the next move?
What's the next move?
The next step? Yeah.
We're going to trial with the overwhelming evidence that they say they have, which again, they do not have eyewitness. They do not have camera to show who lit the fire. They do not have forensic evidence. Imagine the LPRC evidence say the chloride bottle contained water and kerosene. What kind of nonsense is that?
Aren't you going to the Supreme Court?
Well, that's the lawyer's decision. I'm not going to interfere with what they choose to do.
You are a lawyer too. That's why
but I'm not representing myself.
Right,
the lawyer that representing himself has a fool for a client.
Thank you.
Thank you.